Welcome, everyone, to another solo episode in season 3 of Runners Roundtable. The season is all about how-tos of running. And in this episode, it's just me and you, and we're talking about building a support crew for yourself as a runner. This is something that I've talked about a lot because there's multiple layers that go into building a support crew that is going to allow you to be successful as a runner. So important to have support on the run and off the run, because even though it is a solo sport, it is a sport that is supported by so many people. So this episode is going to be dedicated to those people, but also, as is usual, full of questions for you so that you can start to build your own support crew. You know yourself best. You know the people in your life best. So this episode really is an invitation for you to kind of think about who's in my life right now that can support me as I go deeper into this running path or start chasing some of my running goals. And who can I maybe start adding to that support crew to help the goal feel not only more manageable, but also more attainable. So there's 3 kinds of support, or 3, if we want to think about it, like 3 little bubbles of support. They all overlap, but they each have their own special place when it comes to you surviving, because running is hard, and thriving as a runner. We've got our non-runners, our runners, and our wellness people. So I'm going to break down each of them, and you all let me know at the end of the episode who's part of your support crew and who did I maybe miss in talking about this. So when you're looking to build your support crew, I want you to start first by thinking of the friends and family that are in your life already. These are the people who support you in being your best self. They want you to be happy. They want you to do the things that make you happy. If it's running, cool. If it's cycling, cool. If it's spending all day and napping, cool as well. But these are the people who aren't runners or don't necessarily get the runner mentality, but they are so supportive of how running makes you feel and the role that running plays in your life. These people are so important because they bring in an outside perspective that reminds you that you are more than a runner. These can include your family, friends, chosen family, right? Like it's all these people in your life that remind you that you are more than what you do. So in my case, this is made up in my immediate family. I'm the only person who runs. My husband doesn't run. My kids don't run. They are not interested in running at all. Actually, they really take no joy in it, but they know how important it is to me. So they do what they can in order to support me with that. I've shared in previous episodes how when I was training for the 2021 Chicago Marathon, my husband was the one, he would make my protein shakes. And I would come home from my run, that shake would be ready, and then I'd be able to go on and continue with the day of taking my kids to school or whatever the case was. Again, someone who doesn't really get the running, doesn't understand the waking up early, didn't really understand any of that, but he still showed up for me to support me in what I was doing so then I can continue to function in the ways that I need to function outside of when my runner hat is on. So your non-runners, they've really come. They're going to be happy for you regardless. They're going to be impressed by you regardless of finish times or distances. They're just going to be so impressed that you committed to doing something, and hopefully will show up to celebrate you when you do. Our second little circle of support are your fellow runners. No one understands a runner like another runner. I always say it too, that our runner mentality is such a fun one to observe and such a unique one because we just really want to make sure that we keep running, right? There's that joke, feel like it's a common joke of like the runner gets injured and the first question out of their mouth is, when can I run again? That's just how we are. We love this sport so much. We love to run, how it makes us feel. So having a support crew of fellow runners is incredibly important because they understand the runner mentality. They understand the drive that you have to run. They understand the why of running a little bit better than anyone else in your support crew will understand. They also understand how hard running can be, and they can understand how disappointing running can be, right? Your fellow runner knows the joy of setting a PR, your best time, just as much as they understand the heartbreak of not getting that PR or not meeting your goal. Within the runner support network, make sure that it is a diverse group of people. By diverse, I mean people who run all distances, people who are training for all distances, people who are running all paces, right? You want diversity in the type of runner that is a part of your run support network, because then you get to see the different ways that people engage with the sport of running, different ways in which people respond to the demands of running, different ways in which people handle meeting goals, not meeting goals. It's so incredibly important to be surrounded by people who have a very similar perspective or can provide a similar perspective so that you feel validated in the struggles of running, feel validated in your experience with running. Because for anyone who's listening and they've been running for a long time, you know that you have your highs, you have lows, and then you have plateaus. And those plateaus are the worst. But other runners get that, and other runners can show you how to get through those highs, lows, plateaus, how to manage the demands of being a runner. Now, one of the questions I often get is, cool, I want runner friends. How do I make those runner friends? How do I find runner friends? So I will start off by saying, check your local running store, check a running store that's in the area. Oftentimes, running stores will have group runs, group activities, or will sign up for races together. So that is always such a great place to start. Look at the running stores, see what events they have going on, and then challenge yourself to go out to those events, to go run, to go meet people. You can also Google run clubs near me and find out what are all the different run clubs that are around you. Reach out to them and see what they're doing. I did that earlier this year where we were up in Orlando, and I reached out to 3 different running groups up there and ended up meeting with one in Winter Garden. And it was great because there were other people that I could run with, and they could at least show me routes that I did not know while I was meeting up with them. So your local running store and local running clubs are always really great places to start in terms of finding other runners. And through those connections, you might also find people that are training for certain races. Maybe it's a race that you are planning on doing or a race that you have signed up for. And hey, that might be a training partner. So challenge yourself, push yourself to go to these community events so that you can meet people. And you never know, your next best running friend might be there, but it is going to require you to put in a little bit of effort. Now, if you don't have any running stores near you or there isn't anything happening, this is an invitation to create something. Oftentimes, people want to start running or want to start walking, and they don't do so because they don't want to do it alone, or they don't think that there's anyone else that would do it with them. So if it doesn't exist where you are at, create it. Create it and see who shows up. I think part of it as well is when it comes to putting yourself out there and going to run clubs or creating a run club or whatever the case is making sure you're flexible with pace in terms of maybe challenging yourself to run a little bit faster so that you can run with some people, or asking people to slow down so that they can run with you. Hopefully, you'll get a positive response to that. But even just being really open as to where you are as a runner so that you can see if there's anyone else within the group that would be willing to join you. So important to just be consistent in showing up. Consistent in showing up, familiar faces become friendly faces, right? So if you're going to these weekly runs, eventually you're going to find someone who runs your pace, or maybe they don't run the same pace, but they really enjoy talking to you and being with you. So finding runner friends, it has a lot to do with putting yourself out there, showing up to those group workouts, creating the space, creating the meetup. If you are a parent and you have a parent chat, right? Like throwing it out there of, hey, I want to go and, walk for 30 minutes at the park. Is there anyone that's willing to join me? So put yourself out there, but also be open to the opportunities that already exist. Our third little circle of support, it's your wellness people, physical therapist, personal trainer, massage therapist, dietitian, nutritionist, strength coach, yoga instructor, Pilates instructor, cycling instructor, your medical doctor. These are the people that are going to help you recover, cross train, get stronger in a way that supports your running, and help you stay injury free. Bonus points if these people are runners as well or have experience working with runners. It's so important. And the reason why I mentioned that bit of bonus is because you want to make sure that you're working with people who are able to work within the scope of their practice and with you in mind. You as the athlete, as an active person, as a runner, that they're able to work with that and that they're not giving you recommendations based on something that doesn't fit you. So your wellness people, they are the ones that are going to support you overall as an athlete. And these are people that will hopefully work together, or at least, you are the thing that connects everyone together. And hopefully you are communicating well with all these wellness practitioners so that you are being supported in every aspect as a runner, as an athlete, and as a person. But I can't stress it enough, the importance of scope and of understanding what role each person plays in their treatment with you or treatment of you, right? So if you're a massage therapist, right? Massage therapists, not that they shouldn't be, I don't want to be so forceful with it, but they shouldn't be giving you nutrition information if they are not credentialed in that, or if they are not more experienced in that. Each person has a role to play in your overall wellness, and hopefully they are able to stay in that lane. And if not, hopefully you are able to discern, this person does this for me, so I will come to them for that. If there is another person that has different qualifications or different knowledge base or different expertise, then that's the person I will go to for that. But if you can see yourself as expansive, then there are going to be people who fit everything that you need. So you've got your non-runners who support you as a person. You've got your runners who support you as a runner. And then you've got your wellness people who support you as an athlete. It's like layers, but levels, but also like an onion. Only you can decide who within each of those makes the most sense to be there. And perhaps it starts off with you sharing your goal to the support people in your life so that they can understand what you are working on, why you are working on it, and the demands that will be placed upon you because you are working on that goal. Whoever it is, whether it's your non-runners, your runners, or your wellness people, they should all be supporting you in a way that uplift you and help you navigate how to be a runner, right? Because being a runner, it's going to change from day to day, Some days will feel easier, some days will feel harder. And let's not forget, if you're a parent or you work full time or you have 5 different businesses, right? There's so many demands on our lives that your support people should be there to help uplift you, to help keep you excited about what you're doing. Again, even if the non-runners don't understand running, they can at the very least understand how much it means to you. So again, your non-runners those are the people who support you as a person. Your runners are the people who support you as a runner. Your wellness people are those who support you as an athlete. Sometimes the people, maybe they'll cross, maybe your physical therapist also happens to be one of the people in your running crew. That's awesome. Either way, all these people should be uplifting you, should be supporting your goals, supporting your dreams, and helping you figure out how to best work towards those dreams. I hope you found this episode helpful, a little insightful, maybe even a little curious as to the people in your life and where they fit in these 3 categories, and maybe even curious as to who you can add to your support crew so that you can continue to train, you can continue to run with strength, with ease, with joy, with whatever it is that brings you to running, but that you continue to do that because you know that your foundation is good, that your foundation is strong, and that your foundation is really going to lift you up so that your goals when it comes to running, so that your desires when it comes to running are in a place of priority in your life. If there's someone I missed, please share them. I know, share. I can't wait to hear what you all say. Just thought that I didn't mention run coaches, but that's someone who falls in the runner category because that is someone who loves to hear about running and they have their expertise within running. But if there's anyone else that I may have missed or someone that you would like to shout out, please reach out to me on Instagram at The Cookie Runner or send me a message through my website, thecookierunner.net. Until next time, thanks for joining me in this solo episode, How to Build a Support Crew. See y'all soon.